Ever find yourself just staring at your character sheet completely terrified to speak? Or maybe you're a DM looking at a mountain of notes and you're completely just convinced you aren't ready. That feeling, that D&D anxiety, is totally real, but it doesn't have to control your game. Look, this is something that hits even the veteran players and DMs, but it's not unbeatable. So in this guide I'm going to walk you through some simple mindset shifts and practical tricks to make your next session your most confident one yet. Let's do this. Whether you're a player sweating about role-playing or a DM feeling the weight of the world on your shoulders, those pre-game jitters are 100% normal. Seriously, who hasn't felt a little awkward or nervous at a table? But D&D is supposed to be fun, right? Not something that adds to your stress. The good news is that building confidence is a skill, and just like any other skill, you can get better with a little practice. So, I've got 5 practical tips, some for players, some for DMs, and some for everybody, to help you feel way more confident and comfortable and in control at your next game. For all my players out there, try hiding behind the character mask. If you get anxious about what you should do or say, it can be incredibly freeing to remember you aren't playing you. You're playing a character. A fantastic way to get started is to loosely base your character or hero on a personality you already love from a book or a movie. You don't need to do a spot-on impression, but having that blueprint gives you an instant guide for how your character might think or react. When you're not sure what to do, just ask yourself, what would Aragon do here? It takes all the pressure off you to be some brilliant witty performer on the spot. You can even start smaller by giving your character a simple nervous tick, like fiddling with a coin, which can actually help you ease your own nerves. That brings me to tip number 2, and this one is for my dungeon masters. The fear of not being prepared is probably the number one source of DM anxiety. We picture our players zigzagging when we planned for them to zag, leaving us scrambling. The solution? Embrace the just enough prep method. Instead of trying to script out every single possibility, focus your energy on what's most likely to happen next session. Get a solid start planned, know your key locations and NPCs, and then create a few flexible tools for when your players inevitably surprise you. This could be a list of random NPCs, a couple of generic combat encounters, or a simple rumor table. This strategy keeps you from over-preparing, which is its own kind of stress, and lets the story have some room to breathe. Okay, this third tip is for everyone at the table. Practice where it doesn't feel like there's any pressure. Just like anything else in life, role-playing and DMing gets so much easier with repetition. For players, this might mean practicing a character voice in the car or just talking through your character's thoughts while you're doing the dishes. For DMs, running a quick or low-stakes one-shot with a couple of friends can be a game changer. Think of these as little training sessions where you can experiment without the pressure of the main campaign. The more you do it, the more natural it feels, and the less anxiety you'll have when it's game time. Hey, if these tips are helping you out, do me a quick favor and hit that like button. And if you subscribe, you won't miss out on more guides to help you make your D&D games even more awesome. Alright, tip number 4, we're back to the players. When you're feeling anxious, the idea of just being a better role player can feel huge and impossible. So let's shrink it down. Set one tiny, totally achievable goal for each session. It could be as simple as asking one question in character, or describing one of your attacks with a little extra flair, or even just sharing a single thought your character is having. These small wins start to train your brain to focus on positive actions, and they build your confidence over time. You don't need to deliver a Shakespearean monologue. Just taking one step is a victory. Celebrate that, and hey, maybe next session you aim for 2. And our final tip is for the DMs. Let's be real, the first 5 minutes of a session are often the most nerve-wracking. A really powerful way to crush that feeling is just to rehearse your opening. Seriously, practice the first 10 minutes of your session out loud. Know exactly how you're going to recap the last game, set that opening scene and kick off with the first interaction. You'll find that by the time you get through those first few minutes, the jitters have probably melted away, and you're just absorbed in running the game. A confident, smooth start sets a great tone for the whole table, but most importantly, for you. So, there you have it. 5 simple tricks to help you manage those D&D nerves. For players, try on that character mask and set some micro goals. For DMs, prep just enough and rehearse your openings. And for everyone, don't forget the power of practicing in a low stakes settings. At the end of the day, Dungeons and Dragons is a game you play with your friends to tell a story together. They're there to have fun with you, not critique your every move. Now, I love to hear from you. What are your go-to tricks for beating D&D nerves? Drop them in the comments below, because your advice might be the exact thing someone else needs to read. Thanks for watching, and may your next session be your most confident one yet.